for being a young agent, even some of the more seasoned agents can really learn something from this conversation that I had with Cheryl Caruso. She's been working in the corporate world for a long time, and she takes a lot of the skills and the aspects of what they do in that world, that corporate world, and takes that into being a very good real estate agent. So check out the conversation with Cheryl so that everybody can learn how to be a better real estate agent and use systems to operate and be more efficient and grow your business. Well, let's transition to how you market yourself, because being an agent of 2 years, you're probably still navigating those waters a little bit, but there's a million ways to skin the cat. We work with real estate agents all the time and a bunch of different ways to generate business. Some of them are just cold calling, some of them are just working on leads, some of them are relationship based, social media based. So what is your strategy on marketing? What's your favorite way to generate business from a new client?
I'm definitely a relationship person. I'm consider myself more like a one-on-one type person. Mm-hmm. I like to meet with people and talk to them and really get to know what they're looking for. And from that, they can get to know me and then just build that trust. Yeah. But you can't walk around all day just talking to people. Mm-hmm. So I do use social media, but I try to use it in a way to show just the activity that I'm doing, that I am working with people, that I'm there, just to stay relevant more so. I don't have necessarily a social media quote unquote strategy. I try to just put out there different information for people to help educate. I also love homes. Like, I like architecture. I love art. I love history. I've lived all over Southeast Louisiana. So I try to also blend that with my knowledge of homes and architecture and history in Southeast Louisiana. Yeah. My market presence. I understand the market that I'm in. I've lived on the South Shore. I've lived on the North Shore. I've lived in Thibodaux. I've lived in Baton Rouge. I've lived all over the Southeast region. So I know a lot about the area, and to be able to help people understand that and, to help them select the right house for them, the right area for them, the right neighborhood for them. Those are things that I try to demonstrate through social media, through speaking with other people. Yeah. And then also the other part of that too is I don't do a whole lot of cold calling, but I do have some lead generation tactics, through my team that I use. I'm definitely use a lot of Zillow. Yeah. And I have sort of a strategy when I have a new Zillow lead and how I work with them to qualify them, because my time is so valuable. Yeah. So the relationship based side of the business, mm-hmm. is like when you're meeting with somebody that you've never met before. Where are you meeting those people? Is it going to be at church? Is it in the at the gym? Are you networking at the kids' school? Like, how are you connecting with people to get that first warm lead, to have the conversation, to know that they have a real estate problem that you need to solve? Yeah, I think it just kind of comes up in conversation. Typically, it's mostly it's people in my own network. Typically, gotcha. Just my own sphere. Yeah. I know a lot of people, mm-hmm. So just from work, school, gym, all of that kind of stuff. So people tend to know what I do, or ask what I do, or if they don't, then they will know what I do. And then it just kind of comes up in conversation. Yeah. So I have a lot of people that I don't really talk to them a whole lot, but they'll call me and just say, hey, I know you do real estate. Can you check into this house for me? Yeah. And I use that as an opportunity to understand just kind of what they're looking for and talk to them a little bit more about me personally. Yeah. I don't feel like every client is a good fit for me either. So I'm not someone that chases down people at all. Yeah. I want people to want to work with me. Yeah. So I try to just build relationships, and if I'm the right fit for you, then great, let's do this. But if not, that's okay too. Yeah, there's a book called Ninja Selling, and he talks a lot about the relationship side of business, and he talks about attracting business, not pursuing business. Mm-hmm. And by putting things out into the world that is going to attract the ideal client that you're looking for, and how you build relationships by solving problems, adding value in ways that are not real estate based, or maybe they're real estate based, but that don't directly give you any value immediately. But over time, that relationship equity that you're gaining by constantly giving to people starts attracting business to you instead of feeling like you're constantly pursuing business. Mm-hmm. It's like Lauren always talks about how most business systems are built for people who have the personality to go out and cold call, or just ask every single person that they meet, are you in the real estate business, or do you need to buy and sell real estate? They're always mm-hmm. pushing people to do that, and they don't really talk a lot about the personality that's more of the
warm handoff.
Yeah, like the more conversational relationship side of it. The best way I can think to say it, it's like the person who wants to get to know somebody, add value to them, ask the right questions, and be knowing what to look for to know there's a real estate opportunity or a real estate problem I can solve.
Yeah, a slower, deeper play. Yeah, right. If you look at any real estate, sales methodology. It's pushing that hard, wide net, right? Frequent, high volume, wide net cast. And at the end of the day, just for most people in the industry, it's not sustainable. Not saying it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because it does. And when you follow it for that first 3 months, and then when you give yourself a kick in the butt and you do it again at the end of the year, it works, but it's just not sustainable over time. And I love having someone come in with your level of confidence that says, no, this is how I do it. This is the energy that I put out there. And then the right client finds that synergy and comes to me.
Yeah. I agree.
But you have the benefit of doing that because you're a businesswoman. You understand those systems. And again, you're operating with that level of confidence in just getting what you need, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I've found out very quickly that real estate is a long game. It's not a get rich quick scheme or anything at all like that. And the more you push that, the harder it is. So if you just
can feel it.
I can. And I'm very intuitive. So I did feel that right from the beginning. Like I was just going to be more grounded. Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to be one.
Yeah. I've never been the salesy type, but I am a very good consultant and advisor. And that's what I do in my business career is I'm kind of a consultant and advisor. And so I just use those same methods here and, just build the relationships. And I feel like over time it's going to scale. And then I'm also a very data-driven person, so I'm always measuring and looking at kind of what's working, what's not, and just pulling those levers.
Yeah.
So just very, strategic.
I believe that in the real estate business, it's going to take 3 to 5 years before you really hit the plateau of being able to just be like, okay, I've got consistent work coming in. People really know me. I can kind of rely on this much work to come in. And then you can be strategic about how you can really use your dollars in a way that's really going to be impactful, or your time really be impactful on how you grow your business. It's the people that want to come out of the gate hot and they spend 2 years in real estate. They do all the friends and family business and then they fall off because they didn't do all the small things that allow you to grow over time. That I see the burnout happen when people. They get frustrated and they don't think of it as a long game.
Yeah.
And when you do get to that 3 to 5 years, when you get there, people are going to look around and be like, man, you got there so fast. You're going to be like, well, no, the last 18 months have been great for me. You didn't see the 3 to 5 years of hard work that I did working a corporate job and making sure I was building systems in my organization so that I could continue to grow. Yeah. It takes time and energy and effort and intention to do that. And really knowing who you're targeting, following up with people, and then truly building the relationships and knowing that like it might take 3 years for this person to actually turn into a client for me. And I got to be willing to invest the time and money and energy into that, or it's never going to come to reality.
Absolutely. That is one of the things I consider like my mantra. I tell people I meet you where you are. So if you're not ready to buy right now, but you're kind of testing the market, because I know for myself, many times when I was thinking about selling or possibly, I mean, of course, I was a real estate nerd before I was even in real estate, but I would watch the market. I'd watch how things are moving to determine like what's the right time. And so I tell clients that too, is that, you obviously called me for a reason and you might not be ready, but why did you call me? Like, what was the whole point of that? So if you're not ready, what exactly questions do you have that I can help you answer? Because if you're just watching the market, you want to sort of understand like how things are moving. Let me set up a plan for that. So that way I know how to invest my time in you. I don't want to go show you 20 houses if you're just watching the market. But I'm going to show you a couple of really good ones so you can really see like where your value is or where your dollar is going to stretch. Like for this type of house or that community or this one, we'll go see like 3 or 4. So you can see and put your eyes on it. And then that's a client that, they may not be ready to buy right now at all, but a year from now they might be. So
the training, I went to a training program in Fort Collins, Colorado for ninja selling, and the guy who wrote the book Ninja Selling taught the class. And he's a pretty phenomenal guy. His name's Larry Kendall. And what he said was a magic question that he'd learned when he would meet with people was, if you could wave a magic wand and buy any house in this area, where would you buy the house? And a lot of times he would ask that to people who had no idea that they were looking to buy a house, but he would take note of where they would want to be if they could live anywhere. And he would track that. And when the house came available that they described, then he might just say, I know you're not in the market, but I know you said that if this house came on the market, you'd want to buy it. So I just want to let you know it's here. Let me know if you want to go see it. And he said he would, every other time he would do that, he would sell the house because he was listening, waiting for the opportunity, and then making himself a real estate problem to solve by letting them know that you're the house that you said you would buy if it came available, you would buy it. And here it is. And then he gets a listing and a purchase off of that conversation. But it may take years for that house to come on the market, and you've got to remember that they had that conversation. And I thought that was really cool. But again, it's that type of person who, I'm meeting you where you're at. You might not be ready to buy a house now, but let's just hypothetically, the house that your dream home came on the market that you'd be able to buy, where would it be and what would it look like? Note that up and then let them know whenever the house comes on the market.